the fuck? It's a fucking weekly show, dude. Why is he not uploading? The last? The last? Yeah, I don't know, guys. I don't know how to call this video, but we're gonna be talking about principles, and we're gonna be talking about this channel specifically, because, it's kind of the only place, and he's proud of himself, I'm the only guy who actually talks about natural law, and if you don't understand natural law, how can you possibly be a freedom fighter or whatever? Yeah, he's kind of correct, but he also sucks very much, because his last episode, as well as every other episode, most of the time, at least for the hour that I've seen. Yeah, you wanna know what these slides are all about? Well, exactly what I just said. Freedom movement. You want to be a part of freedom movement? You want to join me? Well, you can't because you're stupid. Uh, yes, it's a dedication that you have to do, but anyone can do it to any extent whatsoever. You don't have to like just jump into it and become a part of this cult in a way. I mean, he actually mentioned at some point. I was like very interested in that. It's like you make 3-hour videos. You don't think you making a cult? People have to have actual time to spend and like you as a person and like your message enough to actually sit here and just consume criticism which you say that actually stacks on top of each other. What he actually claims that these episodes are unique and you have to go through them one by one, starting from episode number 1. But this episode contains literally the same shit that every single episode contains. Just criticism towards the viewer who potentially doesn't know as much about principles as he does. Bullshit. I definitely call bullshit. I mean, if you've ever seen a former Satanist before, this is it, guys. A former Satanist just came into the real world and is like, I'm fucking smarter than you guys. Fucking listen to me for 3 hours straight. I mean, this guy has a very similar personality to myself, because I love to rant, but I was never a former Satanist, first of all. That would be a fucking stretch. Yeah. I'm surprised he didn't got intermingled with mental illness. The reason why I got intermingled and twisted and fucking turned against the government in a way, but now I'm getting money out of it. I've seen a TikTok thing where it's like, oh, I have been a little bit too honest with my psychiatrist, and they show themselves in a psych ward, basically. Filming from my phone, right? That shit scares the shit out of me, to be honest. I was just a little bit honest. Yeah, that's how they get you. But it's like, why? What the fuck did I do wrong? You know? And it's first they label you, but then if you do any sort of crime, they put you in a hospital for a long time. For a fucking long time, dude. Doesn't matter what you did. You know? Doesn't matter. You fucking spit on someone's face, they're gonna fucking put you for a year, dude. You're mentally ill. You're so unstable. You're a danger to society. So yeah, I'm surprised that this guy didn't got in trouble just like that. You know, like government can just easily mess anyone up right now. They have all the tools in their disposal. They're just not using any of this. He's kind of screaming over and over again that government is slavery, but we kind of we do submit to the government. We're not like creating a community of any kind. We're not educating ourselves about this technically. I am upset about that. Alright. Normal people who would follow principles would easily discover my channel and promote it, but right now it's just not happening. Obviously, I don't have this viral moment, viral clip of something that I've done that everyone can watch and criticize and have their opinions about. Well, I don't have that. All I have is a ability to sit at home and keep ranting. Alright. But I also have the ability to find people who are way worse than me. Way worse than me. I was looking up to this guy maybe a few years ago, but it all went down the hill, man. I was really upset that he just does the same thing, and he doesn't actually like. The most important thing is to actually make the viewer interested and keep educating them about something. Some kind of storytelling, some kind of experience that you have, some kind of opinion about something. You have to keep the viewers engaged and keep them learning. Like, duh, like you have all these principles, well, tell me about it. Maybe it takes 10 hours to explain one principle. Maybe it takes a few episodes. But at least you can fucking name an episode. Can you fucking name one episode, please? What are these episodes about? Thank you. Oh, thank you. You have to put a title. How do you mess this one up? Okay. Extended edition, of course. Of course. How is this extended edition? Okay, so we can't watch this episode. Alright? And I don't know why he chose this to be like the very last episode that everyone is gonna talk about. This is just kind of middle finger to everyone. Hey guys, in the middle of the year, it's the end of the year, and I will stop posting videos for like 5 months. Maybe 8 months, who knows? The period, the gap is going to be so large that nobody will expect me to come back. And everyone is going to be sick of me because Gurnex is going to expose me. Now, obviously I need to grow to the same incredible level that he was able to grow. I guess how he got his fame pretty much. Yeah, Alex Jones. Not a very good place to find fame, to be honest. I mean, that's how I found him, at least. Fucking Alex Jones. It blows my mind how difficult it is to be discovered. And you do have to kind of be this jungle king where you go to the right place at the right time and talk to the right people. There's being discovered is a fucking mess, dude, on YouTube. I fucking hate it. Alright, there should be like a discovery place where you just explore new channels and see what they're talking about, or just introduce yourself as well. And then you kind of put yourself in a special position in a special group of people. You kind of find each other based on your interests. This would be fucking amazing. It's like, who is stupid enough not to create a platform to create relationships, friendships, and all that stuff? Who is stupid? And this is the most profitable thing in the universe. What the fuck is wrong with people? But I guess it doesn't fucking matter right now, Because internet is in the Stone Age. I will repeat you this thing for a long time because I see the future. I see now how far we've come, and it's nothing compared to how far we're gonna go further. Okay, at some point, I don't know. I feel like I'm a Mr. Beast level person, just in the shadows right now. The amount of things that I know about life and everything, like, you have no idea. You have no idea. We're gonna touch on, like, the most important principles, and most principles should be familiar to you, so it shouldn't bother you that much that you don't know them, because you kind of do. It's just almost like a reminder. It's really more of a question, is like, do you actually follow those principles? Not that you know them or anything. But if you don't believe these principles, like, you have a problem. Like, that's the real mental illness that people have. Deviating from principles is the real mental illness. It's, I should put it somewhere, actually. Make sure your principles are as simple as possible, but, dedicated. This is the first one. Blues. It would be interesting to know what the definition of mental illness is. Let's ask Google. Let's fucking laugh, guys. They immediately, like, mental health disorders. Thinking behavior. I mean, it's as close as it gets, to be honest. But it's said in a completely different way. In a way that's, medical and scientifical instead of, like, actual logical way, which definition should be put in that way, Yeah, it doesn't matter, dude. It doesn't. Google doesn't know. But most importantly, like, nobody actually cares. Except me. I care about everything. And if you don't care about enough things, if you're not aware about enough things, you're gonna make videos like these, boys. So let's dive into, not this video, let's dive into something else. I wish I could see the fucking titles. That would be fucking fantastic. What do you do talking about? Which one do I click? But as he says, well, you have to start from the very beginning, obviously. Come on, man. Is this one of those times where now that you have went through... How many hours is that? This is fucking fantastic. Obviously, I don't want to hear it, okay, from him and be like, oh, you didn't watch it? Oh, you're fucking stupid. You don't know nothing, Absolutely nothing. But these are just like 32 days. It's fine, guys, and 32... Okay. It's almost a year. Yeah, this is like... Oh, shit. That is disgusting. What? No. Shit. Oh, yeah. I'm so bad at math, guys. 3 times, I think it's 100 days. So if you spend 8 hours a day. Alright. I was like multiplying by 8, but that's not how things work. I had to divide 24 by 8. So it's multiplied by 3. It's 100 days of this stuff. Yeah. Like, who has time like this? Are you kidding me? But apparently 20,000 people still willing to click on this stuff. On average is about 10,000 people. but it's pretty consistent. So, it kind of bothers me. Um, Here's this natural law thing. I think this is one of the most important things. I think this might even be the most popular as well. Not really. But yeah, he breaks down some interesting stuff, I guess. So we're gonna try and evaluate that. That'll be interesting. And maybe, just maybe, he will break enough principles for us to even add something on this list. Now the list is pretty full. It's very difficult to stack principles because most of the time it takes so much space. A principle it means so many things. But for some reason it works. Just like gravity works, just like things fall down and we call it gravity. Principles work as well the same way. Everything has gravity to some extent, and you just have to acknowledge that. Nothing you can do about it. Alright? So there's tons and tons of principles. There's a lot of small principles too. I'm thinking about, there has to be some kind of principle about men and women. What is that? Like about transgender people. About race, about black people. There has to be principles like that to educate the left a little bit. I'm pretty sure they're in the wrong. I don't give a fuck about respecting minorities that much. Yes, you kind of have to respect the underdog, but not minorities, okay? The underdog is a person who's trying very hard and is actually producing a lot of good value, but is not getting the recognition that it's supposed to get. Alright. So it's a principle. That's how you build a principle. Don't respect minorities, but respect the underdog. In other words, respect someone who is actually trying and doing well. Very simple, dude. They have to actually have some kind of value to society better than the average person, but be underappreciated and overly attacked for some kind of reason that's potentially very stupid. But if you're like, oh, they're attacking this person and he doesn't deserve it and he's a fucking murderer or something, it's like, what the fuck are you defending? Wow, dude. Please. And I feel that's what's going on right now. On the left, it's like you don't understand the definition of violence. Talking words is the least violent thing you can do. I have to say it's a principle, Let people talk. Talking is the least violent thing you can think of. Unfortunately, you can even let the president say, let's kill everyone, it's purge today. You can let this fucking asshole say that, and he goes to mental hospital immediately because he, provoking people to do violence. That's how it works. You let people fucking talk. Wait, was that violent though? When he said it? It's the least violent thing. But if you put it into an extreme level of power, you can use lies, you can use manipulation of some kind, you can make people emotionally attached to some kind of fake solution to the problem. You can create violence by talking. You can create problems by talking. Absolutely. And people have to expose you for that. We can't just let someone talk and ignore that, as if he's not doing anything. Everyone is doing something and they have to be judged by everyone else. It's like, We have to be very careful. If we have the time for it, sometimes we don't, unfortunately. And right now, because we live in a society, it means we do not have time for anything but ourselves, which is very nice. It's one of the principles. Unfortunately, we live in a developing society, but I will not say the word developing here. We live in a society, meaning we don't have time. We don't have much time. Let's put it this way. Don't let people waste your time. It's a principle that I already said. Time is the most valuable resource you have. But reading this principle, you kind of realize new things, and that's why this actually stacks. Because it led me actually understand that you should not waste your time with people, with other people that do not solve your problems. They're just are there to just do random things, okay? And games are included in that category, so don't just be a gamer. I will expose you in my next video, you know? Maybe not a next video, but next. I have a lot. Every single word here is a video. These not included. These are ones. Every single word. Good luck, guys. I will sit here forever. And if you don't watch me, I will cry inside. Alright? Because it actually matters. Mark Passio might tell you, I can get 100 views, and I will not care because these are principles you have to learn. I kinda care, because I want to be rewarded for actually talking about unimportant stuff that I can do better than my mentor thingy that I will be, highlighting. I could call him my mentor because we share the same personality, we share a very similar goal, we share a platform, we share hate to the government. Who doesn't share that, though? We are very angry people. We rant all the time. This is perfect. This is my mentor right here. This is how you do shit. So I need to learn from this guy as much as possible. But at the same time, I can shit on him as much as I want, because I relate to him so much. Fucking I'm ready. My ass is ready above his face. Let's start pooping. He might, cry inside or outside, or who knows. When he actually sees how much progress I have made, it would be a very interesting discovery for him. It's wow, I wasted my time as a Satanist, but you really put in the work in understanding all the things that internet has to offer at this point. I mean, you have to understand, there is a reason why I'm very fast in learning all this stuff, is because the internet has all the answers to your problems. No, not your problems. All the answers to what principles you have to follow, and those principles gonna get you nowhere. In fact, a lot of people don't like principles, so they follow this principle. Kill yourself. No, it's close enough, but you don't actually kill yourself with the suicide. You actually just become a part of the Matrix. That's how people do it these days. And that's how people do it endlessly. Because killing yourself is actually difficult, and doesn't feel like you want to do that. It's well, I can experience life for what it is. And that's how God made us. God knew we're just gonna live our lives because we think it's a scarce thing, It never happened before to us, and it may never happen again. So we're just gonna appreciate life as much as possible. We're gonna just adopt this random principle of like, oh, I have to appreciate my life. This principle is not on the list at the moment, which is kind of weird. Appreciate life? Yeah. This principle is on the list. Your life is not significant because you have free will. Meaning that you can be as evil as you want, but in order to be very efficient at being evil, you still have to follow principles, which is very funny. You have to actually learn tons and tons of principles. Like this guy says, Satanists are really smart people. Alright? The smartest people he have ever met. These evil people are incredibly smart, are incredibly cunning, and willing to like screw humanity over. And that's why he's ranting all the time. He's kind of scared for humanity. And you can appreciate this guy. Alright? This is his face if you want it. Alright? He only showed his face to say fake-ass Christians. That's what he did. No, he shows his face every single episode, including this one. Just like that. And his little room thingy that he's struggling with. Everyone's struggling with that part. I mean, give him a plus for surviving, because surviving is hard enough. I mean, I see people left and right struggling. I myself, I'm struggling. I don't understand what life is at all. It's like, wow. But at the same time, I'm very lucky to have income right now, to have a loving mom, to have a dad that doesn't suck ass, but he does not participate in the family at the moment. But, he gave me something in life. So, but it could be a little better, He's earning a lot of money and not sharing a single cent with his family. That's kind of a bitch move, I would say. Like, it's not a manly move, because you have a woman to take care of, but they divorced, so it's like, I guess, now you keep your money, be happy about it. And he may never get a woman ever again, but I may never get a woman ever at all, just because I don't care anymore. I'll remain single. This guy is single. He says, I don't want a family. And I can relate a 7th time. There's 7 things that I relate on. It's fucking amazing. There's not a bigger dude. This video is probably the biggest video you could watch. Like, you're very fucking fortunate to click on this video. Like, I need a good title. I need a I need to literally make this title is like, you have to click on this video. This is clickbait. You have no choice. Okay? You literally have no choice. Or I could just say it's a principle, it's a life's principle to click on this video. And it would make sense because I'm talking about fucking principles here. Alright? Somehow fucking principle sounds wrong, but we can continue. Actually, it's kind of curious how people were concerned when I was in a mental hospital, but now that I'm speaking the truth, people are not concerned at all. It's like, well, this guy exists, I guess that's fine. I know what he's doing in life, I guess that's fine, but when they don't know, when they're a little bit too curious, when nothing is going on, it's just very intimidating environment, isn't it? And now, even my best friend, my ex-best friend, he's now trash. Top-tier trash. But he was my best friend. Closest to me, he doesn't come from school. He's just, he's also Russian, technically. Which now is a very bad tag to wear, okay? I'm Russian is like a suicide. I'm a suicide victim, Or like, I'm deadly serial killer. This is the tag right now that Russians wear. It's like, whoa, stay away from me, dude. Go back to Ukraine and try and defend your territory, you know? Like a normal suicidal person. I mean, I wouldn't want to do that, but Russians have no choice. Well, they do have a choice. They were fleeing their country, which is very funny to see. Like, Putin started making bad decisions all of a sudden and drilling himself into the ground. I'm surprised that Russians not just like smart enough to like knock on his door and pick him up and just torture him for as long as possible, just and make TikTok videos about it. You know, it's just except probably you need a completely different social network or social media to put torture videos. That would, you know, it's probably not. TikTok is not the place. TikTok is where the kids live. You don't wanna bother the kids. You know. I'm surprised it's not happening. You know. How is Putin still alive? How is Hitler alive? I mean, these people are insane. But that's how society works. We don't have time to connect. We don't have time to organize. We don't have time to rebel against the government. We don't have time for shit. We can only try and survive and hope that the powers who control all these things are not angry at us and just fucking hammer us down into death. I mean, they can take away anything they want. They can create any law into existence. It doesn't fucking matter. They don't have to follow principles because now they're in power. We have to follow principles to survive. It's fucking mental, dude. How do they fucking do it? A lot of hard work, I guess. Hard work, not a principle. Hard work is not gonna give you results. You have to not necessarily get lucky, but consume other human beings in an indirect way, basically. Outcompete them and steal their power. So you have to do some crazy shit to be in power right now. I'm not gonna lie. I don't respect a single billionaire on the list. You know, on the list of top billionaires. I don't respect Elon Musk. Elon Musk has been exposed so many times by one YouTuber. One YouTuber is now dedicated his life purpose to just expose Elon Musk. You can make so many videos about it. It's kind of crazy, right? Almost every single little thing Elon Musk is doing, exposed. He can't expose SpaceX, but he doesn't believe in flat Earth yet. If he looked into flat Earth, SpaceX also burns to the ground in his eyes. So yeah, we don't love Bezos, and we also know Mark Zuckerberg, which nobody likes anymore, and Facebook is dying faster than anything can actually die in real life. I mean, talking about COVID, Facebook still has COVID. Very interesting. And yeah, the Bezos thing, if you haven't worked in Amazon, you wouldn't know, but like these people are treated like garbage. I don't know either, but the stories are fucking leaking out, and I worked in a warehouse before. I don't want to do that shit. You don't have to just stand, you have to walk around potentially for 12 hours straight, and you have problems with that as on top of that, and you have to be fast? What the fuck is wrong with you, Bezos? The only thing people have to be fast at is figuring how to kill you, basically, and take your money away. That's where we have to be fast at. Faster, dude! Faster! Climb faster this ladder so you can stab someone in the back. If only it was that easy, but like right now, violence is at all times low, right? You can't just look at the rich person and be like, shit, I want to organize crime against this little shit because I don't like him anymore. You can't do that, and I kind of respect that. You have to be smarter than just a violent person, but at the same time, we can't find time to organize anything whatsoever. To We can find enough time to expose someone, but we don't have enough time to think of a solution to the problem. We can complain all day about bullshit because bullshit is all around us, but we do not have time, like this guy has dedicated his life. You don't have time to watch a single video that he has fucking made. Wait, you're watching this video, so you probably do have time. Well, congratulations. Well, most people don't, alright? Most people don't. So, that's my story. I think that's good enough, but we're just scratching the surface. You see these bubbles? These circles? Is it a circle? Well, they call it a circle. It's a filled-in circle, so it feels weird. These are 4 personality principles that I talk about often enough. You should know about them, but even I don't know them very well. When I have to like put them in a principle form, I'm like, wait, there's 2 personalities that sound like very similar. So it's earth and water personalities, not very similar, but they kind of focus on completely different things. Identify a threat and defend yourself. It's almost like a survival mechanic that everyone has, but it's supposed to be about logic. And this is everyone follows all the principles, and personality principles are not an exception that only certain personalities have. It's certain personalities focus on these principles a little bit more. So identifying could also mean exploring the internet and figuring out what kind of bullshit is out there in the world. I do that, and I'm probably attempting to defend myself from bullshit as well. After I identify it, I at least feel bad being a hypocrite and supporting bullshit. Like, I don't want to do that. So identifying is a very important process, basically, of how this green thing operates. In fact, I labeled this entire year as the green year, and this year as fire year because it was burnt. Okay? Government decided, well, you did something wrong, I don't like you anymore, we're gonna burn a year. Very nice, government. Very nice. Now I want to kill everyone. And now I have mental problems, guys. Can someone stop me? No, I don't wake up every day and it's like, well, I want to kill everyone. I'm not... I make these videos instead, okay? I could have spent all my time and effort doing the evil thingy, okay? Figuring out how to manipulate people, figuring out how many people with what weapon to maximize my killing spree, also figuring out how to reach high levels of power, what are the most influential people that I can actually reach and destroy their lives, basically. I could fucking do that. In fact, again, because I follow principles, I'm a very dangerous person. And if I turn on society, society's fucking screwed. I'm gonna be a fucking big story up in their ass. But it also is gonna justify government taking even more power from people. And we're bending our... So, if I go rogue, evil is just gonna get a lot more power. And I would have not solved anything. Okay, even if I go wrong for the right reasons, but I'm still willing to break principles eventually, that means I'm evil in the end. And everything just falls apart. The humanity might not go backwards, because humanity loves to go in a cycle, as all consciousness follows a cycle. Or a circle if you want, but it's a cycle. It keeps repeating itself. Consciousness reaches this ultimate point of existence that it knows everything, it can do anything, it has all the skills, abilities, everything you can think of is within that consciousness, right? It can experience anything in a fucking second, whenever they want, whatever they want. They can do it. But it's almost like it's boring at the same time. It's like, well, we got everything, and it's also very unstable in the very end. Because how are you going to teach all of this, all of these powers to a new consciousness? Well, you can't. You can only, well, cease to exist simply because you're bored. I mean, boredom is the greatest insanity of all time. Like, oh, I'm bored. Let's erase all the memory and everything. At some point, you're going to be evil anyways, and you're going to be resetting humanity immediately because that's what you wanted, and you have enough power to do it. So, but it doesn't seem evil because you keep continuing the cycle forward. Like the clock never ends. You know, it keeps going forward. You might be taking a step back and asking me, how the fuck do I know all these things? And it takes a lot of dedication to just compile information and to just appreciate principles and everything about them. I mean, the fact that I can just pull out of my ass 28 principles in the span of 10 hours, 11 hours, and get enough time to sleep as well. It's pretty cool, right? You wouldn't even see where did I slept. I don't see it. Where the fuck did I slept? Well, here. This gap right here. 2.5 hours. Very nice, right? I have time for everything. Because I have a lot of time, and I'm dedicating this to this, and obviously it's the best thing to do in life. Is figuring out how to hack time, and then spending it on just learning principles. That's the only way you're not gonna be wasting your time ever, really. But a lot of people seem to live a successful life, which confuses the shit out of me. How the fuck do you do this and live a successful life? But potentially they're just building a house of cards. They can just be with a bowling ball. They can just be smashed over and replaced. You know, easily replaceable, easily removable. These people don't exist. They're not influential whatsoever. But they have to be influential enough to actually attract a partner, build a fucking family. It's not an easy thing to do. I appreciate that. It's just like they're very focused in life, and they're not focused on society as a whole, trying to help them or each other. But in the way you can't do that unless you build yourself up. It's almost like these people are doing all the right things, but I would still imply that they're living in the Matrix. Like, I don't... Yes, these principles are not set in stone. These are not your 10 commandments, which I don't believe in. I don't believe in anything Bible says, because Bible is just a 2,000-year-old crap book. Like, if you pull out a Bible and try and smash me with it, maybe you're gonna be actually more influential than actually reading the Bible to me. I mean, you gotta be crazy to actually talk about things that people were trying to write about 2,000 years ago. Yeah, the principles don't change. That's very lovely of you to say, but our ability to understand principles changes significantly. The way the world functions change significantly. So you should be able to use current common language and not some old school garbage. God related, where we none of us experienced God. We're experiencing life, which is a very complicated thing. But God, nothing. That shit probably doesn't even exist right now. Well, he doesn't. Where is God? You know, God has to be some kind of entity, and he doesn't exist. You can only assume that there is a creator that created this entire consciousness thing, but at the same time, evolution is actually more satisfying as a solution. Yeah, probably humans did not came out of monkeys. I mean, what the fuck is that? But because like animals themselves like don't just quickly evolve into humans. I mean, aren't animals appreciating that humanity is actually higher tier consciousness? Shouldn't they try a little harder to become human? But at the same time, it is very questionable how reality works. I'm still working on that, okay? So, but I do have questions about that as well, and the absence of God, it just bothers me. Also, fake-ass Christians. Yeah, he said that, so, I don't know what he's onto. But, oh, wow. Presentation promo. 3 minutes. I mean, he needs a dedicated channel to just for highlights, just like I need highlight channel as well. Like condensed information, because this is very difficult stuff. This is storytelling, but at the same time, there are points that you can isolate or things that really would trigger people, you know, into being more invested into my content. But I'm a lazy ass bastard, and I will not do that. Alright, you can do it. You can take advantage of that, in fact. And those not necessarily sound like principles. These are more like ideas floating around, and you just like, oh, I can invent this thing, I can do this thing. There's a lot of potential in the world. Yes, you have to discover something like profitable to make a business out of it. And it doesn't feel like a principle to me for some reason. But it's like money. You get the money. You get everything out of it. You can buy some time and then start learning principles. So it's almost like you should be pursuing money and time first. Obviously, it's the very most basic thing. And then everything follows afterwards. Right, this is the first video where I'm laying down as many principles as I can. This is not a video where I'm actually capable. Right now I'm 27 years old, but I'm not capable of telling you in exact order which principles to learn. And this guy actually knows. I don't just feel. I simply don't feel that this guy is capable of interacting with people at the same level as I am. Because he's well, I can't relate to how he presents his content. Let's click on something. Wait, what? He did? One time? One time he did a name, and it does look ugly. But at the same time, did he do it? Because this stands out, like, and... Wait, what the fuck? Why is this 199? Why is he jumping around? Now I'm scared. Oh, I'm stupid. I just sorted this thing and I'm like, wow. I guess, yeah, this is very interesting. There's so much content. The sacred gift of anger. He's gonna talk about himself for real now. I want to click on this thing because this is the anger personality. Okay, the Earth, the logical personality. There's also 3 more personalities. But I kind of want to let my mom talk through the fucking phone. God damn it, dude. I hate it so much. Oh God. You don't hear her, but like, this is annoying. I know I'm annoying to her potentially, and it's like a very hypocritical thing to ask to like stop talking, but at the same time, I feel like she's not actually contributing at all, and I'm actually trying to work here. And yes, I should be able to afford an apartment somewhere, but right now, we're living in such a crazy inflation where if you just not your just money moves, if you move, you get screwed over. You just need to move a little bit, and you have to pay a fucking $100 now. What the fuck? I just want to move a little bit from one place to another, and wow. Instead, again, it's very profitable if you just make a lot of friends and you can just sleep over somewhere else in the world. There are apps for that, but these are not popular apps. This is not how tourists actually function most of the time. Most of the time, a tourist is a person who have worked really hard and earned a lot of money and don't know how to spend that money, so they think entertainment is fine to spend money on. And there's a principle that says all entertainment should cost $0 until you have access funds, meaning that you have figured out, you lay down the foundation for your life, for the rest of your life. Your life is set, alright? And then you can spend a little bit money on entertainment. Oh wait, there's also your friends' lives. You have to take care of them as well in case they're struggling. You have to take care of your children if you want to have them. You don't have time or money to spend on entertainment. I'm sorry, dude. I just have to break it to you. All entertainment goes down the drain. You can look at paint drying, and you will be more entertained by current entertainment. I guarantee you that. And, good luck. I mean, we already have it, and it's already free. For fuck's sake, dude. You don't need to spend anything. But it's painful. It's painful for someone like Invader V to realize, I want to be a cute girl and earn money. People gonna watch you, but people not gonna pay you anything. You don't deserve it, because you're just making entertainment. You're not actually making... But when she became viral, that was not entertainment, guys. That was meat for this video specifically. That was like, now I have to mention you on this video moment. And entertainment and education are two different things. Entertainment is worthless because you just have to admit to yourself, I'm tired. I don't know what to do. I have to, see what other people are up to, see what I can occupy my mind with. You should feel bad for yourself for entertaining yourself, but at the same time, it's fine as long as you don't pay extra money or waste. Yes, you can waste a little bit of time, but like don't waste money as well at the same time. Are you stupid? You should constrain yourself as much as possible about this specifically. Yes, some people will tell you invest money into a fucking bank or some fund thing. Like, I hear it all the time on TikTok, and it's the cringiest thing ever. Cause I just don't care. Okay. My bank cares. If I start moving money around, they're gonna be like, well, we're not gonna give you money anymore. No, I just don't care. If you save up 200, shut the fuck up, man. You're gonna be a millionaire in 40 years. Come on, man. Do you know how risky it is to put money anywhere else but the bank? Even the banks are risky. You think I'm just gonna move money somewhere else and pretend that I'm gonna get a return on that money of any kind of return? I know stock market is basically gambling because you're not producing any value by investing into stocks. You're just like, well, you can have my money. I hope you can do something with that money. And most of the time the answer is no. No, we can't. So, it's just, the world sucks, okay? The world sucks, but if you wasting money on entertainment, I have a special video for you coming up. A special bullshit video. Anyways, so, yeah, we still need to talk about the three other personalities. So, there's the Ariana Grande personality, which is trying to stay happy and positive as long as possible, as much as possible. Which also includes being hopeful, being motivated, all sorts of things that a normal person would have. But it's very important to understand that being negative in any way is like very destructive behavior, I would say. Very destructive thoughts, because you will see the world entirely differently if you just be positive. If you even just unlock new principles that you're learning, like it will make things a lot more positive because you're improving, you understand. Yes, there's a widening gap happening between you and other people who are not interested in the subjects that you are, but you can take advantage of that. All right, you can become the goat, all right, of something eventually, and you're gonna get all the benefits out of that. Just because you live in the shadows for a long time doesn't mean there is not a breakthrough moment at some point in your life. You never know. So you have to be hopeful. And happiness, just is a very attractive trait. Everyone agrees on that thing. But most importantly, like, you have to take care of yourself. You have to make sure that nothing actually bothers you constantly. That's also very concerning. Like, even just cleaning up your room sometimes can fix a lot of problems in a way. Because sometimes you just, like, look in your room. Oh, I don't like how my room... like, if I drop something on my floor is not very clean, but if I drop any piece of food on my floor, I know for a fact I can't eat that food anymore. If I throw food on my floor on the kitchen, where my mom cleans every single day almost, I know I can just grab it off the floor and put it in my mouth and it's completely fine. But on my floor, no, dude. You put that in your mouth, you die. Okay? Instant death. It's not gonna even wait, okay? It's lethal. That's how card games work. You literally play a lethal card on your floor. Yeah, try and pick that up and put it in your mouth. Good luck with that, dude. So there's always like little things that you can do to make yourself a little happier. If you just focus on that, your water personality, congratulations. There's plenty of those as well. 1 out of 4. Like, personalities are very equally distributed. Even in different fields, it's equally distributed. But right now, because I can relate to this guy, there's, special cases when two personalities of the same type just happen to do the same exact thing, which is kind of mind-blowing to me. That this is even possible, but it is. And it's very satisfying. This is a Mr. Beast personality. Just follow whatever he's doing. And, but what is Mr. Beast doing actually? Well, the biggest thing is to reinvest into your company immediately almost. As if it's like, well, that's what I want to do with my life anyway, so might as well reinvest. it's a little bit risky. I don't think people like to do that. But you can't just take advantage of something that's currently growing, or you currently have learned how to stack something, and yeah, now you're doing it. All right, you're making your move on some kind of job that you decide to do. It doesn't have to be YouTube, obviously. Um, but you must not forget to explore the world again, learn principles, extend your reach with the stack. You have to actually promote the stack as well. Things stack upwards, but at the same time, you have to like point a finger and be like, "Look how big my stack is." You sometimes have to do that. Okay, it's a weird thing. If you look, if you look how big my stack is, you get $10,000. Oh wow! Everyone is gonna look at the stack now. Yes, you have to not just have commitment, because commitment actually like it's almost like cringe. You actually have to reward people for participating into caring, which is it's a weird thing. Uh, I also have an idea that if I was Mr. Beast level, I would rather do like competitions instead of like stuff like Technoblade versus Dream. It's a very interesting video. Probably a lot of people watched it, and that's cool. But I would like to like empower just people in general. I want to create jobs. I want to create an actual big business to improve YouTube in general. So I would just focus on how to actually teach people how to be entertaining instead of just me trying to be entertaining. But as a stacker, I would be the head of everything as well, so everyone would look up to me. But yeah, I would try and spread principles, not just like, not just money in a way. But yeah, I would try and motivate people and not just random YouTubers to compete against each other or just like friends. It becomes a cringy thing because like they get the opportunity, but the rest of the people are like not like. Yeah, Mr. Beast would, but Mr. Beast like does so many things on YouTube. He's omnipresent in every fucking channel. Everyone talks about him. He just rules over YouTube all of a sudden. It's kind of crazy, and it's also crazy for me to say that I might be Mr. Beast level in terms of my personality. We'll see. We only have to wait and see. But it kind of hurts that Mr. Beast is actually younger than me, which that is very painful because he's already successful and I'm already in the trash, and I put myself there, and it fucking hurts. But you know, it's always satisfying to see a comeback story or a breakthrough story. Like there is not a single really famous Lithuanian out there, so I would want to at least do that in my lifetime. Become uh, significantly famous compared to the rest of my country. You know, that is not capable of producing such people very easily. And then the last principle, the last personality, psychopaths, boys. I don't. Maybe I would put PewDiePie in here, in this category. I strongly believe that. So let's see what it says. What do you think about something that depends heavily on you alone? So in a way, if you just consume a lot of memes, you will find that life is a very funny and happy thing, right? I don't think PewDiePie is very happy. It's confusing to me. I honestly don't know why PewDiePie was the greatest of all time on YouTube. I don't understand that at all. But I'm like, I guess I'll watch this guy now. You know, I was like dragged into this hype. I don't know. I didn't like PewDiePie that much, but I didn't had anything to compare him to, and everyone was subscribing, so just like, well, I have no choice. It's a weird thing. So I don't like to put him into this category, but I have nothing else. And it kind of works, but I don't know how to put it either. The thing is about this personality is they like to lie a lot. And technically memes are exaggeration of the truth to make it a little bit more funny. It's technically a lie. And it's also a lie to just try and understand things based on just a few phrases, like that's also a lie you tell to yourself that, oh, this, you can simplify everything into the phrase and I will understand it. Yes, you do need the context for it and everything. So I don't know how to break this down. It's a very complicated one. Like the other ones are like super easy. But you have to understand where I take this from. There is a principle of point of view principle. Meaning that you have a point of view. And that kind of governs everything about your life. And most people with this personality would just say, if everything depends on my point of view, why should I give a fuck about other people's point of view? Why should I give a fuck about criticism at all? I should just ignore everything and create my fantasy world in a way. I can do whatever I want. Because other people simply can't have enough influence to change your mind. You just can't be mind controlled. These people just can't be mind controlled. They do whatever they want in a way. What do you think about something? So, they control their own feelings very well, but they choose not to have feelings for some reason. And they control their own thoughts, but they choose not to share their own opinions for some reason as well. Like, they know they can control their life, but they do as many things as possible to make sure that nobody gives a fuck about them, almost. Which is a very weird thing to do. So they don't get criticized. Which is like not something you would think PewDiePie would do, right? But think about China. China has created this wall. You cannot interact with Chinese that easily, can you? Yeah, they're just isolated. They just have their own bubble. They have their own perspective on life, and you can't change that, no matter how hard you would try, because you have no influence on them. And technically, that's, I think, the way to describe PewDiePie is that people just don't have influence on him. He does whatever he wants. Whenever he played Minecraft, he has influence on everyone else. But because a lot of people played Minecraft, he didn't give a fuck. He just came up with that idea on his own, and it's a tidal wave that forced everyone to play Minecraft and dream to become popular in the first place. Like, it was the spark, the moment, boys. In fact, it's very interesting to see where PewDiePie started. He started with horror games. Why would you start with a horror game? Well, you don't want to be influenced, so you don't want to be scared anymore. Okay, that's the first thing you tackled, is the fact that I don't feel comfortable being scared, so I'll just play horror games until I master the skill. And then he came out of horror games, changed his format, became even more likable immediately by everyone, and he's now trying to find like more likable things that he can influence other people with. That's what he was trying to do, and that's what get the ball rolling, He just kind of very thoughtfully picking up skills that he needs to learn in order to not be influenced. I think that was his goal this whole time. Alright? In fact, like, he would be the biggest YouTuber because whoever is bigger than him would be a slight annoying influence to him anyways. So it almost like everyone shared the same mentality of like, we must not let PewDiePie fall down because that would just break this influence thing quite a bit. I'm pretty sure the Mr. Beast versus PewDiePie is coming up soon. Let's see how they're doing. He's 5 million away, and he reached like 100 million like 2 months ago or something. It's pretty mind-blowing. He's gonna do it in 2 months. So, it's gonna happen probably in the new year or something. Like, this is unbelievable. Can you guys believe this shit? This is the best video I've ever done. By far. What the fuck is happening? I even want to like tease people for like part 2 and 3 and 4 and 17, dude. This has to be like a series now. Because I feel I'm satisfied and I don't want to ruin this video because it's so easy to just ruin this video straight up. So I kind of just want to concede. We can just say for the ending, all forms of violence should be avoided if possible. Alright? All forms of violence. Even speaking out sometimes is, again, violent. And people do recognize that and debate that quite a bit. And as I've said, you know. But at the same time, if you can choose to speak instead of doing something violent, do that. Alright? And also don't provoke people with your speech. That's also like inviting violence. There's a lot of ways that speech is actually pretty terrifying, I would say. Like, I just experienced going outside to the shop, as I usually do every other day, for my groceries, boys, for survival, boys. Just someone screams like, hey, come here, turn around. You, come here. And who knows who he's screaming at? He's just 100% inviting violence. Yeah, today when I just walked to my shop and back, I felt like there was some kind of zombie apocalypse going on. Because there were like 3 events that happened at the same day that just bothers me. 4! Right now, the door to the apartment that I have is very difficult to open. You have to push it hard. Like, why did they do that? They just created a lot of problems. They had created a problem. They had to stick a piece of paper on the door explaining how to fucking open the door. Did that ever happen to you guys? So yeah, I feel like in a zombie apocalypse opening scene, basically. Because I went outside to fucking buy some groceries. Like, what? Are you serious right now? So yeah, all forms of violence. All of them. You have to avoid it, you have to try and be positive. You have to follow all these principles and you're gonna automatically avoid. But there's always a principle that has to reinforce other principles so you clearly understand what to do in life. And I'm the only person doing that. And even Mark Passio himself, who says, I'm the greatest person of all time. Because I'm doing this thing. And nobody else is doing it. Well, now I am doing it. And I wouldn't thank this guy at all. I'm like, well, you existed. You were influential back in a day. Right now, he's not influential whatsoever. Mr. Mark Passio, right here, has 300 points. And 300 points, you can just flush down the toilet and forget about it, okay? This is not an influential person to me. But because this video is the best video I've ever done and I have to split it into pieces, he is now incredibly influential. I'm just saying. And potentially I'm just gonna binge watch a few of his episodes, see what happens. But he has to first prove his worth and prove that he doesn't just rant of how stupid people are for not being a part of his cult. Okay, yes, you're stupid if you don't know principles, but you're not stupid if you don't watch all of my videos. I'm sorry, dude. Maybe you don't want to. Maybe you just want to run away. I wouldn't call you stupid. Maybe you're gonna have a successful life and you die not even knowing what a principle is. Okay? That's fine with me. Alright, it's your life, your choice, and it's very difficult to actually find principles because we don't need them in a way. All we need to do is survive. So, I need a part 2. I need to think about this deeply and smash it, boys. Smash it on part 2, and there might be even a part 3. I still need to review content here, okay? And we have to split this. For the first time ever, I can't just go, let's do 2-hour video. I have to end it here, and see you guys next time. This is very exciting stuff. I'm happy you watched this whole thing. Bye.